The ball came out. And the Packers, I believe, have it at the 4-yard line of Jacksonville.
No, I mean, I need to play well. It's the same thing every week, though. I'm not putting any more pressure on myself. Got to play well. I got to play well every week to get a chance to win. That's just playing quarterback in this league.
Trevor looks, fires toward the corner of the end zone, and that ball is caught! Somehow caught! Evan Ingram went up. He outjumped 3 defenders. He was not going to be denied.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we would count ourselves out. I'm definitely not saying that we would count ourselves out, but now it's just to the point, getting into the season, once you get into like the late November, December, those are the games that you really need to win, especially with the divisional opponents that we have coming up on our schedule and things of that nature. We just want to keep digging and get ourselves out of this hole. Like, we know the season isn't over until it's over.
I think what you're seeing with Philly right now is they're catching their stride a little bit, and they're playing well together.
It's a rough day for us in Philly. Just the weather was bad. I didn't play well. Had plenty of opportunities to win the game. We had a big lead early and let them back in the game. So I remember that one and don't want to feel like that leaving Philly this time.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, let's hope these cats are rare in a good way, okay, this weekend. Not going to West Philadelphia, it's South Philadelphia.
Right.
That we're headed to take on those Eagles
Don't
this
go to
week.
North Philly.
Is that right?
That's right.
Is that a tough part of town?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take
I
your word
think
for
Marvin
it.
Harrison Sr.
is
hanging
that
out
where the
in
car
North
wash
Philly.
is?
Yeah,
That's where the car wash is
yeah,
located?
I think that's where the car wash is located.
How did that never go,
Who knows?
beyond that? I don't
Who
know.
knows?
We're going to get sidetracked
He was
right
so
off the bat,
quiet,
aren't we?
too, man. He was a quiet guy.
Quiet assassin.
I mean, he was.
Allegedly.
He
literally.
played against him at Syracuse when he was at Syracuse. He beat us on a bomb right down the middle my junior year. I was just in the Carrier Dome. Place went crazy.
Great player.
He was a great player, and he seemed quiet, off the field. But
great player. Some suspect he
got
may
respect
have,
in North
some
Philly.
bodies
That's all I know.
stacked up somewhere.
Got some respect there.
Yeah, I suppose you can find respect at the end of a gun.
Or
allegedly. So in other ways.
Allegedly.
Anyway, good morning,
Exactly.
everybody. It's Keys to Victory Friday. Hello, Thomas. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Yeah, man. Friday. I'm excited for the weekend. I'm not that excited. I mean, I'm excited to watch the Jags, of course, but pretty down on them, to be honest with you. Just down on them.
Or not to be.
I don't feel good about them.
2-6,
No, I know. And we can, regurgitate how and why and all that, but whatever. They're 2-6. You are what you are. And can you turn it around? I don't know. I mean, Philly, like Doug said, the past 3 weeks, they've done a lot better, and especially stopping the run, man. They've been shutting some teams down, but I don't know. It looks like you can run on them. I mean, overall, they give up like 4.5 yards a carry, but I think the last 3 weeks they've tightened that up. So if we can't, then Trevor's going to have to play out of his mind. Down some receivers. Is BTJ playing? Do we know?
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
Yeah.
No official word.
Listen, anything can happen on Sunday. There's no doubt. I truly believe that because, athletically speaking, strength, size, speed, agility, all that, you're pretty close overall.
There have been bigger upsets in NFL history than this would be.
Absolutely.
If the Jags were to win this game.
But they're going to have to play their A game, man, with hardly any mistakes, if any at all.
Man, you look, Tony, at the games the Jags have let get away this year, and we know we've talked about them a lot, right? I mean, 4 of the 6 losses certainly could have gone either way. So let's say they win 2 of them, and they're sitting there at 4-4. Well, you wake up today, and you look at a Houston offensive line that has no interest in protecting their quarterback, apparently. C.J. Stroud got beat to hell last night. And now, without Stephon Diggs, they'll get Nico Collins back maybe as soon as next week. But that's a team that has dropped a couple and doesn't look like a world beater right now.
They're vulnerable.
It's just that the Jags have not put themselves in position to take advantage.
No, they're vulnerable for the Colts, right? Like, that's essentially their position they're in the division. They're vulnerable to the Colts, who aren't bad.
Yeah.
And they're the only other team in the division right now that isn't bad, like just actively bad. I think you can look at Jacksonville the way the first 8 games in the season have gone and go, why are you 2-6? Yeah. Right? Like, you can look at the team and realistically say that, but that doesn't matter. The why doesn't matter all that much when week after week, Tommy, they keep finding ways to do the same thing. It's not like any of it's new. It was hard not to expect Green Bay, even with Malik Willis. It's like, well, when they need to throw, they're going to be able to throw.
Yeah.
On this group of guys, they're going to be able to, and now you get a Philadelphia team that wants to throw it a little bit and has guys that they really like in their pass game. I can't see anywhere in this matchup where it's advantage Jacksonville.
No,
I just can't see it.
No, I don't see it at all either. But even with that being said, if you play your game, you play it well,
sure,
you got a chance. I think you got to rely on the running game a little bit more. I thought last week, you didn't really focus on the run till maybe second quarter, maybe your third drive, something like that. I think that's got to be a big part of our defense or our offense. And, let's see Tank do his thing. He had plenty of carries, don't get me wrong. But, look, he's the workhorse. And if you can run on a team, you keep feeding him. So what do you have, 18 carries? Maybe he had 25. Who knows what happens with that? But, it's the little things. Just running routes. I mean, Demps, the pick, and Tony, the pick, even on the fumble, he was going to throw, but they were in the same position once again. Remember Ridley doing that in camp? Mm-hmm. The crossover with the deep guy, and they're running into each other. You're like, how do you keep running into each other? By the way, Kirk on that one crossover where he was open, well, they cleared, I think Parker cleared the safety. You got to clear the safety. So when he comes over, it's him one-on-one with this guy chasing him. Now, that's why the pick was there. Brian Thomas Jr. didn't clear him out. By the time Trevor threw the ball, Brian Thomas Jr. and Kirk were kind of in the almost same position. The safety's just sitting there waiting for the ball to come to him. Got to clear that guy out and have that crosser
He
wide
does,
open.
and I had David Garrard tell us that Christian Kirk ran that route too deep.
Okay.
I can see that. From his perspective, like he rounded it off instead of coming underneath and straight across the field. Also, there's been talk that BTJ, I think Log said he should have taken that outside a little bit more.
He went inside.
So maybe it's a combination of the two.
Yeah.
But either way, Trevor split the difference in no man's land.
Yeah.
Like he didn't hit either one of them.
Yeah. I felt like he was trying to throw to Kirk. I think because that's where the throw's supposed to go.
He either overthrew Kirk or underthrew BTJ. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
I mean,
BTJ wasn't open yet. I mean, he was.
And he may have been going to Kirk. My point being, he missed them both.
Well, even on on the fumble, they ran the same thing, and I think that's why he hesitated throwing it because he threw the pick in the same kind of situation.
I think I might have said Houston's lost their last two. They lost 2 or 3. The Colts they beat last week. The Colts' problem is they're 1-3 in the AFC South.
Right.
The Jags are only 1-1.
Right.
If they could actually put something together and win some football games, they could. They've got the head-to-head against Indianapolis, but you've got more than Indy to climb over to get back into this playoff picture.
I thought they had them last week. Gosh darn, it was so aggravating at the end. You really thought they had it taken care of. It would have been a great game to really celebrate a victory. With all the bad that happened, it ended up getting to a point where you win. I mean, goodness gracious.
Would it have made it like if you win that game?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make a difference in your chances against Philadelphia this week?
It just gives you momentum, and you beat a pretty good team, even though the quarterback went out. So what? You made him go out, so that's a good thing. Never wrong. Never going to hear me griping about that. But I think it gives you even more confidence. It makes you want to do more things. It makes you want to. You wake up Monday, you're like, all right. You got Tuesday off. You go in Wednesday, you're feeling good. You're ready for the game plan. You're ready to get back to work. Whereas, after you lose, you're like, Wednesday's a long day. It's going to be such a long day. And it is. Wednesday's typically your longest day.
Wednesday's a long day for everybody working around the city of Jacksonville. I know you're not saying. I'm just saying
the difference in attitude is when you win, and especially, you got 2 wins after what you've been through, you're feeling like you got some momentum. Then you're like, come on, let's get to work. Let's do those extra sprints, a little more lifting, whatever. It's just a whole different attitude.
I think it's hard to quantify what the impact on the team would have been if they had come back from down 10 and found a way to win that game. Right? Like the impact of the momentum going into this game against Philadelphia. I can tell you for my own perspective, I wouldn't be sitting here feeling the way I'm feeling right now.
Right.
If they had found a way against Green Bay, if the defense had gotten off the field the way they did the drive before that, the 3 and out where it's like, okay, then you get the ball back, your guy goes and does what he needed to do to go win that football game. Like, I do feel very differently about the team. I look at it now going into this game against Philadelphia thinking the only chance they have is Trevor has to be the guy he was in the second half of that game for 4 quarters.
Yep.
right? Like that's the only chance they have, to me, going into this game against Philadelphia. But if they had found a way to hold on, like come back all the way against Green Bay, then I would feel very differently about this.
I mean, look, I know I hate going back to 2022, but when they beat Dallas, they found a way to beat Dallas, and that second half was way different than the first half.
And Baltimore, same
right?
kind of thing.
No, right. And then they I don't know. You just get that. It's just like you said. You come back now. You're like, heck yeah, that was Green Bay. Tough team. They got a good record. We knew we could do it. We're putting it together. You start. You don't run routes wrong. Twice or three times. Same route. I don't know how they miss. I just don't understand it. That just drives me insane. Like, how do you not know they're on the right routes at every specific play? Like, what do you do?
It's not like
what do you do for a wide receiver? What do you do? I go out and catch passes. Do you know all your routes? Most of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if not, I'll check with the guy to my left or right, and he can get me lined up.
Especially on that kind of play where so much of it is the timing of it.
Definitely.
Right? Like he's having to come all the way across the field. Your job is to clear the safety. That's your job.
Right.
The other guy that's running that clear out, that's the job. Get upfield as fast as you can get upfield to draw the safety off of him. Yep. Well, no one did quite exactly what they were supposed to do on the play, including the quarterback, and it results in a turnover.
It's
like,
just
that
crazy
happens.
that they've been doing it for maybe that's the problem. Maybe they should take that play out because they've been screwing it up since training camp in 2022.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, pockets, by the way, tough one. Baldwin fell to my Ed White Commanders last night, huh?
Yes. Yes. We ended the season 5-5.
Commanders squad. So the season's over?
The regular season.
Regular season. Postseason plans for the Baldwin Indians?
We are at an 8 seed in the region. Top 8 make it, so we'll know next Saturday to be determined.
So you will be in, though, you're saying?
We expect to be in. We don't know yet.
Expectations.
Because you got to wait for the strength of schedule like the old BCS, so it's like, you're just playing chicken.
Somebody got to get their Dunkel Index out, Tony, from back in the day. You know what the Dunkel Index is, Pockets?
No.
Tommy, ever heard of the Dunkel Index?
No, I don't think so.
It's probably pretty widespread around the time you were in college still.
Bad time.
It was a mathematical ranking of college football teams. You had the Dunkel Index. You had the New York Times had a computer model. This is back when it was just like AP and UPI. You had 2 sets of voters.
Right. Oh, okay.
Right. You had that. You had the Dunkel Index. You had all these different things that people could point to and claim.
Never even heard of it before. That's kind of cool.
There you go. I don't know. I don't know if it is or not.
Is it still around?
I have no idea. It's kind of pointless now because everyone is kind of coalesced into this system.
EPA.
Well, with the BCS and all the other stuff up into the 12-team playoff, it's not like you're not handing out 6 different national championship banners kind of thing. Anyway, I don't know if anybody ever hung a Dunkel Index banner in their stadium.
If Alabama could, they would.
UCF probably might have, but and I wouldn't blame them. If they Alabama's got 3 from Joe's Roadside Barbecue. I'm guarantee it from back in like the 30s. Anyway, today it's Keys to Victory Friday. If you want to be a part of the program, you can share your keys to victory, your thoughts on Jaguar football at 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Hit us up in the YouTube virtual studio chat as well, or on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
All right, keys to victory for your Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll discuss, and the news of the week with Tom McManus as well. I'm sure we'll look back a little bit more on their performance that got them to this point at 2-6. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Door Studios. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's the ultimate tailgate. Someone's going to win a tailgate combo pack from Southern Steer Butcher.
Valued at $100.
And it could be you.
Monthly winners get a Corona tailgate tent with a cooler, chair, and
collectible football.
Enter at 1010XL.com.
The Florida Theater welcomes the remarkable Luis Elizondo November 8th. The former head of the Pentagon's UFO program and a #1 New York Times bestseller shares his incredible insights into the unexplained. Dive deep into the mysteries of the universe and explore the truth behind UFOs like never before. It's your chance to experience a captivating evening filled with intrigue and discovery. Luis Elizondo, November 8th. Get your tickets today at floridatheater.com.
The holidays are around the corner, and the last thing you want is a septic emergency. Call Duck Rooter and schedule your septic tank pump out or full system inspection. 904-862-6769. That's 904-862-6769.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. One of the biggest changes we've seen in fine jewelry over the last 25 years has been the growth of jewelry designers. At Underwoods, we're the leader, bringing to North Florida the best names in designer jewelry. In fact, we carry designer lines in a similar way to how clothing stores carry designer labels. The difference is that jewelry designers have to be a little more timeless in their presentations because nobody wants to buy a fine piece of jewelry only to find out the next year it's gone out of style. That's why you'll find at Underwoods the best of the jewelry designer names, those that are tried and true and popular. Names like David Yerman, Roberto Coin, John Hardy, Marco Bichigo, Jude Francis, Lagos, Hippolyta, and a lot more are all available right now at Underwoods. So if you want the best looks in designer jewelry, stop by Underwoods, San Marco, Avondale, or the shops upon Avedra.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Break in the savings this fall with Universal Roof and Contracting. Enjoy 15% off all roof repairs and replacements, plus a free wind mitigation inspection. With financing options as low as $115 a month, protecting your home has never been easier. Schedule your free roof inspection today. Call 855-ROOF-HELP. Offer expires November 30th. Protect your home and your wallet.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
Swammin, when was the last time that you cleaned your air ducts?
Dad, I manage the air duct cleaning at Zero Res. Trust me, my ducts are cleaner than the plates after Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, I hope so, but it's not just you I'm thinking of. Everyone in Jacksonville should get their air ducts cleaned before the holidays.
You're right. Even though we don't blast the heat like up north, we still trap dust and allergens when the windows stay shut. All that gunk just recirculates through your home and makes your air quality worse.
So you're saying Zero Res air duct cleaning keeps my air fresh and ready for my holiday guests?
Exactly. Clean ducts means cleaner air, just in time for Thanksgiving. Plus, we've got a November special running right now. Call Zero Res today and we'll give you $50 off. No more dust, just fresh, clean air for you and your family this holiday season.
Sounds good, son. Now, how about that family discount?
We'll see, Dad.
Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com or call now. Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Hunters Know Patience is part of the game.
Just got to keep hunting.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Waltz on the Nimnit Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Big Sur's here. My cigars are back in stock at Island Girl Gate Parkway. Buy a box and I will autograph it for you. Island Girl Gate Parkway is the place to enjoy a great cigar selection, a full bar, enjoy a daily happy hour from noon to 7 and all day Sunday. Enjoy college and NFL games from noon to 6. When you buy 5 cigars, you get 1 free. Plus, live music Friday and Saturday nights. For upcoming events, follow Island Girl Gate Parkway on Instagram and Facebook at islandgirl.gateparkway.
Mia here. When it comes to roofing, whether it be shingles, metal, or most repairs, there is one name that has protected your home since 1999. Pro Jax Roofing. Serving all of Northeast Florida, Mike and his guys have been repairing and replacing roofs for 25 years. Need insurance help? Mike's team can help. Raised in a military family, Mike provides great attention to detail with unparalleled quality and workmanship. They also have warranties, so you can have peace of mind. Call Mike today for a free estimate or online at projaxroofingfl.com.
When you head out for a night with friends or going to the big game, don't forget the best game plan to win the night is to designate a driver and guarantee a safe ride home. Hydrating between buds is the best play you can make. Bud Light, reminding all to drink wiser.
3D Digital
Jacksonville has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
Visionaries, builders, and doers. Are you ready to change the world? Miller Electric is your opportunity to shape the future. Miller Electric is leading the charge in electric vehicle technology with our state-of-the-art EV Innovation Design Center. We're working to create a sustainable future. We're also the proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, powering their performance at the brand new Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric, we provide competitive pay, unbeatable benefits. Apply today. MillerCareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mac in the Middle, Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
All right, happy Friday, everybody. Rabbit, a little bit late. It's November. It's going to be mid-80s today because that's why we live in Northeast Florida, baby. I like it. I
don't mind it. I like when it's cool in the
me.
morning and cool in the late, in the evenings.
That's cool.
That is cool.
So
I like
cool.
being cool in the mornings and the evenings.
So any trick-or-treaters in your neighborhood
Oh,
last
my
night?
gosh. It was crazy packed with kids. It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah, we sat on the corner with some neighbors. And, everybody had candy, and it was crazy. A lot of families, a lot of kids.
Tony got
awesome.
none, right?
Zero.
Did you buy the full-size candy bars
We got
again?
the full-size candy bars at the house. Yes, we do.
Didn't see any
They
come
missed
into
out.
to the station today. as
They missed
leftovers, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
But, everybody's got a leftover bucket of candy at the house.
We didn't.
Probably.
We didn't save any for ourselves. We kind of forgot. When we got home, we're like, we got no candy.
We had two kids that came by
Did you?
together.
Yeah.
And that was it. I saw one other little family group. It was like broad daylight. Like everyone goes so early now. At least,
we used to go when it got dark, right?
At least it was like dusk. You didn't go when it was light outside.
Yeah, no, I know. No, it was
now
light
maybe
out.
the little kids or some parent took them around. They had a bedtime or something like that. But
there were a lot of little kids.
Once
There
I
were
was
all
in
types of
grade
kids,
school,
man.
it was just
cool.
like, be home by midnight.
Yeah. Running the neighborhoods.
It's a different time, Tommy Mac.
Yep.
So before we get to these phone calls today, if you want to get in, 641-1010 on the
Apples with
Garber
pennies.
Auto Mall phone lines. Apples with
Remember
penny?
people would put pennies in apples and give them to you? You ever
No.
did that as a kid?
I always heard the urban legend about razor blades in apples.
Oh, no.
You never heard about that?
Well, I've heard of that, but it wasn't to harm you. It was so they give you a little change and it would be in your apple. Never?
No.
Yeah,
They
it was wild.
like thought,
I mean, that was the
I'm
one
gonna
thing
shove
you didn't
pennies.
want to get on Halloween was an apple.
Right. But we're going to shove a couple pennies in there?
Like on the top where you're not going to eat it, right on the top there. And it'd be like, here's a little change, I guess. I don't know.
I've never heard of this.
No.
Like, here you go, kid. Here's the apple.
Grab the change
if
and
you-
eat the meat of the apple. You'll be all right. Just wash it.
Sure. All right. I'm not. Was that popular in your
I mean,
neighborhood yesterday?
I just
Did you
remember
guys
it a couple, not like
have a
popular,
tray of
popular,
those?
but you stayed away from the house that gave away the apples.
Yeah.
On Halloween.
I got you. Other days, fine. We'll take your apples.
Yeah.
The rest of the year.
You throw some quarters in there. I got to go down to the pinball
Like,
machine.
Even like when I was a kid, I don't know if I would have been that excited about getting a handful of pennies in anything.
I don't know. You
in
throw
an
it-
apple
you know
or
what?
otherwise.
You throw it in that jar. Didn't your parents have like a scent jar? You know? You know what I'm talking about?
Never see. Yeah. it's
Usually
a
it was
penny
in
jar.
an Old Lord Calvert bottle for us, the big gallon one.
Or a Maxwell House can. It could be anything.
Yeah, you just throw your change in there.
I've got.
I still have one.
Yeah,
I
me
do
too.
too.
But it's
I do
all.
too, yeah.
But I don't put any pennies in there. It's all silver.
Oh, really?
It's got to be nickels, dimes, and quarters, or it's not worth it. What am I
Listen,
doing with pennies?
I welcome all types of coin.
That's great. You know what? I'll bring you an apple next Friday. I'll shove a couple of pennies in there. for you.
Pennies.
What's your favorite kind of apple? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I do. I do like a Red Delicious.
Okay.
I shop, so I know the Gala apple's pretty decent. But what's the real the Honey Crisp?
Honey Crisp.
Yeah,
Fuji.
that's probably my favorite.
Eat your Fuji.
Fuji.
I like Fuji.
Yeah.
I like them all. I don't like green
Dylan's a
apples.
fan of the Fuji.
I do not like green apples at all.
Green apple candy is the greatest candy flavor. of all
I
time.
don't like
Sour
that kind of
apple.
candy. Sticks in your teeth, all that stuff.
I
Jolly
know.
Ranchers, you talking?
No, it doesn't have to be a Jolly Rancher. That's one example. Potentially. All right.
Potentially.
Cam Robinson gets dealt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This week. Whatever the impetus behind it, you know,
Sure.
You have a couple of tackles who are not under contract beyond this year. If you want to play Walker Little at this point, if they had gotten the offer for Walker Little, he might have been the one going, except for the fact that Cam, by multiple people who told me, just reacted extremely poorly to the idea that he wasn't going to be starting.
Yeah.
So, you get something like that. I mean, obviously, that's a bit of a sign of selfishness, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
hell yeah.
So, if it's true that everything, I have no reason to believe it's not, because multiple people have told me the same thing.
Yeah.
Basically quit on his team.
Yeah.
You got to excise that out of the locker room, don't you?
Yeah. Definitely.
If you can.
Well, I think it showed them dealing them quick, and they're paying like $9 million of the salary.
7 of the 9, I think.
7 of the 9.
Like
yeah,
that.
they're paying the majority.
Which
so
is not that, by the way, a lot of people do that. You're basically, you're going to pay him anyway, right? Like if you don't do the deal, you're going to pay him the full $9 million, because even if you cut him, he'll take termination pay, and you're going to owe him that money for the rest of the year. And so they look at it this way: they potentially get a 4th-round pick, where you're not guaranteed to get any kind of compensatory pick. Some have made that
how they
case.
got to that number. It'd be interesting.
What, the 4th or the 7?
The 7
probably
out of
back
the 9.
and forth. Well, we'll give you a 6th. Well, what if we take on some of that money? All right, then maybe we'll give you a 5th. I don't know. I would imagine it's
quick,
something
but
like
trades
that.
do happen quick, I guess. I'm not surprised.
Well,
and if that is
Minnesota
true,
lost their left tackle.
If that's all true, and I believe you, you got to get rid of that. That's not conducive. That ain't gonna work.
How about going forward here with Walker Little compared to what Cam has been? What is your confidence level in Walker Little?
As doing what?
Playing left tackle.
You mean like
being your guy,
protecting the quarterback?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah,
protecting the quarterback.
I think. Look, I'm going to leave it open to benefit of the doubt for now, but I think he can be a liability in pass pro from time to time. So could Cam? For the record, I always gave it like percentages. Cam was like an 85, 90% effective pass blocker, but that 10 or 15%, he gets smoked at the worst time, or do something that. He wasn't winning. So, I don't know where I put Walker. I can't say he's played enough at that position. I'm a little concerned. I mean, look, first 2 snaps last week. Now, he did settle down and he played fine. But the first 2 snaps, man, he got beat soundly and one time hit our QB pretty good. And I know last year was an accident, when, the stepping on the ankle. But you got to have a tackle that you can count on. So can you count on Walker Little? I think it remains to be seen. Like for 100%. Yeah, what's that?
The book is still open.
Yeah, he's got all the tools, man. And I tell you what, he's been run blocking very well. I mean, and he's gotten good at that. It seems like he's got an attitude about himself. He's a little more physical this year, and he can pass block. But, sometimes, and look, they all do it, especially when they're not that great at it. They duck their head every time they want to hit the guy, and he just goes either right around here or sets you up for an inside move. So, but hopefully the more he plays the position, the better he gets. And listen, if he's struggling, send him some help. Throw it back over there. Let him chip. Throw a tight end over there. Put Farrell over there if you got it. I don't care. Just make sure your quarterback's not getting killed.
All right, to the lines we go for the first time today on a Keys to Victory Friday here on Jaguars Today. We'll start with our friend Mac on the north side. Hello, Mac.
Good morning, Tom and fellas. Hey, that catch, that Christian Kirk got hurt on, and unfortunately he's going to be out for last year and this year. It looked like to me he could have caught that ball. I'm not criticizing at first. Number one, I want you guys to assess that. If that makes any sense, talk about it, assess it, and I'll take it off the air. Excuse me. Tom, are you playing anywhere this weekend?
Yeah, we are. We're playing a private gig tomorrow night, but a week from tomorrow night we'll be at Beach Bowl in Jacksonville Beach.
All right, Mac, we appreciate it. He might if he doesn't crash into the ground, maybe he does hang on to it, right? It was a catchable ball, and the fact that
the guy broke it up though a little, didn't he?
I thought he had a chance to come down with it.
Not the easiest catch,
right?
And on top of that, that's where the injury occurred.
Right.
I don't blame a guy if your collarbone snaps while you're trying to catch a ball. If
I
you don't
either.
come up with
Did
it,
you
it's like
switch hands?
okay, yeah.
But I mean, it was a catchable ball. I thought. I mean, it wasn't the easiest degree of difficulty, and I'm not faulting him. Like Tony said, you come down and you break your collarbone.
Yeah.
you're going to let go of the ball.
Yeah, that was a great call and a great throw, without a doubt. That was third down, too, right? So we had to punt after that, and momentum not good. Too bad he got hurt, man. I think he's a vital part. But Parker Washington, this is your shot. Step up, fill the void as best you can, man.
A lot of talk in training camp that he was the most improved Jaguar from last year to this year.
He ran a couple good routes Sunday, had a couple good catches. He's all right.
It's his opportunity coming up. All right, if you want to get in, 641-1010. It's a Keys to Victory Friday. We will do a little Keys to Victory roundtable before we wrap things up today. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark here with you on Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents in 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank NA, member FDIC.
The Golf Club of Southampton has plenty going on, from a great round to a round with your buds, soaking up some football and great grub. Every Saturday and Sunday at Southampton, enjoy their game day special. Wings tossed in your favorite sauce and a cold pitcher of beer. Membership opportunities to take advantage of, too. Join Southampton with a paid initiation, and you'll get a $500 gift card. Perfect for golf, pro shop purchases, or the clubhouse. Check it out. It's all happening at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Jacksonville contractors and business owners, do you need custom large metal fab gates or automatic gate controls? Frank Frangie here. Coyle & Sons has been in business in Jacksonville since 1927. They've earned the reputation of quality and specialized skill. Coyle & Sons are the ones trusted in Jacksonville by the top contractors, and they stand on their reputation when you need almost 100 years of commercial contractor experience. So call Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
Hi, I'm Chuck Farah. We know how important it is for you to have a vehicle after you've been injured in a car accident. So when we represent you for your personal injury claim, we'll help you get a rental car from the insurance company while your car is being repaired. And we'll provide this service at no additional fee. If you're hurt and you've got no car, let my team go to work for you. Farah & Farah, protecting you and your family. Call us at 396-5555 or go to farahandfarah.com. Jacksonville.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser share the huddle with Freddie T. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
Fred Taylor, he's a candidate to go the distance.
On 1010XL.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley.
Hi, Ken.
Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see. Hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Oh, is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
What is the world's largest freshwater lake? The answer next.
How long has it been since you compared homeowners' insurance rates? Log on to southernoak.com to get an instant quote or find an agent near you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Lake Superior has enough water to cover North and South America combined. It is the world's largest freshwater lake.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. No matter the weather, Triumph has an unbelievable selection of rides where you can get out and just enjoy the highway.
They do. The new Rocket is out with the new color schemes, the Tiger 1200, which has been revamped. These bikes are nice, gorgeous, and ready to ride.
And if you want to take a look at the selection, they can just roll into the showroom and see a full variety.
We've got them all in stock and ready to go.
So if you log on, cyclesofjacksonville.com, search the Triumph line, and then head into the showroom, you'll be impressed. Cycles of Jacksonville.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars offensive coordinator Press Taylor on the trade of Cam Robinson.
Excited for Walk. He's a guy that's continued to do everything we've asked of him, be selfless, put the team first. So excited for that. We'll definitely miss Cam. I mean, Cam's a guy that's kind of been a staple here for us since we've gotten here. When you think of the Jaguars, honestly, Cam's one of the guys you think of. So it's tough to see somebody that gave so much for us while we were here in this regime to himself, or of himself to the team. So that's always tough. You don't want to lose anybody. We've become a tight-knit group in the unit room that we're in, but excited for Walker's opportunity. Know Walker will step into it and do a good job.
Press Taylor, courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
Yeah, sure. I got to change up the coverage. It's on me. I got to change up the coverage. So play different coverage in that situation.
Ryan Nielsen, Jaguars defense coordinator, asked about the fourth quarter coverage bust. That's on him. He's got to change the coverage in that situation. Was it coverage or was it lack of execution, Tom? Is that a coordinator or a coach just basically taking the bullet for his player?
So I was trying to figure out what kind of coverage they were in. And it looks like they're on man on one side and zone on the other, which I don't ever understand why you would do that. The three guys that probably had the receiver on that one is either Aluakin, Lloyd, or Cisco. Well, all three of those guys bit on the run fake so hard that they didn't even see that guy coming across until it was too late. I don't know if it was Cisco's guy. Now, if they're playing zone, it probably is. You know what I mean? Because he's the last guy.
Cisco seemed to indicate that it was when he said, "Hey, it was my leg that it just locked
he
up."
Fell.
As
he
was
just dropped
running
to the
after
floor.
him.
I saw that.
Right.
But when he recognized, it was like, oh, and the Lewican recognized late too, and he did this roundabout. I'm going to try to catch up to him. So it's one of those guys' man. Lewican missed earlier in the game too. The tight end was wide open down the middle of the field. When what they're doing is they're taking the running back by himself, and they're going to the trip side. So instead of 3 strong and 2 weak, now we got 4 strong. And then they're running all types of stuff. And I think it's confusing our guys, to be honest with you. But on that play, I don't know what do you go man? Can you get through the rubbish? Because he went low. I mean, that receiver's crossing route was pretty close to the line of scrimmage. Wasn't that far downfield. You know what I mean? So if you're in man, are you getting through the wash? What if you get rubbed? I don't know. If you're in zone, then that back guy should not be biting on the run fake, and that would be Cisco. You got your backside for a reason, to stay backside and to make sure nobody comes out the back end and make sure that it's a run going whichever way it's going. You know what I mean? So it's, I don't know. If he's going man and zone, and I heard this multiple times, like he's playing some coverages where they split in two, and Caldwell did it last year. I think it's so confusing. Like, when is it? Like, if I have a man, I come in his zone, do I just drop
him go, right? Or do I follow
and leave him open in the zone, or do I take him in that zone like I normally do?
Shouldn't that be explained, though? Like, if you're installing a defense beginning at the beginning of the offseason.
Yeah, I would think so.
This should be – it's not like they're –
back to the routes we were talking about earlier. You know what I mean? How do you not run the routes the right way every single time by now? You know, you've been running that route for years.
A couple of updates here from Mia O'Brien. Doug Peterson says Ezra Cleveland is probably not going to be able to play this week. And Brandon Sheriff will attempt to practice today for the first time this week. So Jags could be down their 2 starting guards potentially.
Wow.
And obviously Walker Little playing at left tackle now. So just passing those along.
You
Coming
probably
down
got
the line.
Hanson.
Brian Thomas Jr. is a game-time decision. Not going to be 100%, but no one is at this time. We also don't want any setbacks. Travis Etienne, another one who is probably a game-time decision. These according to Doug Peterson. So, I mean, that's something right there. You know, look, Tank Bigsby's done a nice job. Nobody can replicate what Brian Thomas Jr. does for this football team.
No, you're not replacing that.
Nope, not even close. So before we'll hear some more from Ryan Nielsen, but just tweeted out a picture of a button. We received a little box of 30 buttons. You keep DMing me in there, so my phone keeps going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over here, man. I don't know what's going on.
I did the first 2. That wasn't me.
I know. That's okay. I was just wondering, like, do I need to pay attention to what's happening here with breaking news alert? But the button is basically a picture of Tony Baselli in his Hall of Fame acceptance speech with his gold jacket on. And it says Tony Baselli for Jags EVP, Executive Vice President, which would be, a role that would oversee the general manager position. So we got a box of 30. We're now down to a box of 26. As everyone on the panel has one of these collector's buttons right here. Lily's dad sent these along.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Physics out there on Twitter. I do believe he told me he said workshopping some designs for something. So I presume that's what this is. He thought they'd get here next week. So. Lucky us.
Yeah, more on the injury front for the Jags, by the way, from Mia. Gabe Davis, shoulder, a game-time decision. Ronald Darby, hip is fine. That's good. Dewey is Dewey, had a better week. We'll see today and make a decision today.
By the way, sorry, Tony, I just went right over my head. Give me that again. I'm sorry.
Gabe Davis, a game-time decision with the shoulder injury. Ronald Darby, good to go. Dewey had a better week. We'll see today and make a decision today.
So Gabe Davis is a game-time decision.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. is a game-time decision for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Christian Kirk's out for the year. Etienne is a game-time decision. Ezra Cleveland won't play. Brandon Sheriff, they hope to get on the practice field for the first time this week. That's just the offensive side right now, what they're dealing with. Like, who's playing wide receiver for this football team?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, couple of practice squad guys. D-Rock said yesterday if they bring up one, he thought it'd be Trammell because they don't have another slot other than Parker Washington.
He catches everything.
They might need a couple of these guys to not only elevate Tony, but really play significant snaps this week.
For sure. Yeah. Like, it's not going to be – you're going to have a bunch of guys that you're calling up just to have 5 or 6 active, right, for the game. It's going to be a couple guys off the – practice squad is how they're going to have to do it this week, and we won't get those names till tomorrow on exactly what that plan is going to be. And, defensively, they're not dealing with a bunch of injuries, except the guys that they're putting on the field aren't any good right now, right? Like they're just dealing with being handcuffed by what's available on the roster for them, especially in the secondary right now. It'd be great to get Dewey back, but how big of an impact can he actually have?
Yeah, I'm more excited about Gibson if he's going to be back.
Should be
back
soon,
practicing, so it might be this week.
That could be a good shot in the arm in that defensive secondary. I think up front on offensive line, you're going with Hanson, Hodges if the starters can't go. Right, I would imagine they just brought up Hance, so that would mean that's probably something.
Hodges on the right side, Hance on the left.
Yeah, and if Sheriff can go, maybe Hodges goes to the left because he went in for Ezra too. I think right, he went in for both.
He definitely, he did. He went in for Sheriff, and then he came back, and then later he went in for Ezra. Right, absolutely. Right, so anyway, I DM Mr. Physics, who told me I've been workshopping some designs. Should be there next week. This is not it.
Oh.
This is from a mystery sender. I don't know who sent this.
Oh.
Okay, the return
sender.
Well, the return address says Sticker Mule. That's the company that they printed them through.
Maybe the Baselli Foundation.
To Jaguars Today and crew.
Tony sent these out, man.
From Tony Baselli, in parentheses, from Tony Baselli.
Tony for president. I mean for EVP.
EVP, Executive Vice President.
Listen,
right?
who knows, man? Look, John Lynch
in Tony,
has been...
Scratch out something on your ballot next Tuesday and write in Tony for Jags EVP.
EVP.
And make sure you fill in the bubble the whole way.
Look, John Lynch did it. I tell you, the guys that call a lot of games at least see a lot of current players.
They do.
So that Tony would know what kind of player he'd want in here. I think that would be good.
I honestly think,
but I don't think it's going to happen with Balky's staying. I don't think Balky's.
Well, you see, that's
here's fly with Balky.
That's the problem with it.
Right.
Shad Khan was apparently ready to hire Rick Spielman, and then Trent Baalke apparently talked him out of it. Now, how can a guy who's going to be subordinate to the guy you hire talk you out of hiring his next boss?
Right.
How do you let that happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right? If you've made that decision and the guy, no, here's why we don't need a boss. Here's why I don't need any oversight. I think Jag fans would take anyone. They take Dylan Denmark in the role of the executive vice president because they would feel it would mean a change in the front office, general manager on down. And that's what they covet right now.
Look, we all assume, and we shouldn't, but I think it's pretty an educated guess for my thinking that Baalke told Shad this was the best team ever assembled, right? Shad didn't come up with that on his own. And then that's not disrespectful to Shad, but he wouldn't know, And Baalke, someone had to tell him. It's probably Baalke, but that could come back to bite him in the backside, right? Because what if the slide keeps going, and then you're like, "Yo, didn't you tell me this was the best?" And he may say, "No, it's not me." But he also may be, "No, it's got to be you too." I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's a business. Shad Khan's a fabulous businessman, smart as can be, right? You'd think that. I mean.
That's
1 and
why,
1 don't equal
That's why it's
two
head
here,
scratching to a lot of the fan base,
no,
right?
I know.
I don't think you get that successful in one area and just go, he wants the biggest yacht, right?
Yeah.
He wants the best this, the best that, the best of everything.
Right.
Why wouldn't he want the best football team, right? He spent the money to do it. I just,
right.
What kind of Svengali spell does Trent Baalke cast on people when he gets them one-on-one in the room?
I got it. This is it. Baselli and Tony Khan. Tony and Tony. Get him in there. Get Baalke out.
Tony's running his
he's got time.
His wrestling.
I know he does.
Promotion.
At least he knows how to build something.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hey, look, whatever, man. I think Jag fans would be all about it. Yeah. They really would.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it would necessarily work, but that's the point where a lot of people are at. Change for change's sake. Let's try something out there.
Like fire everybody. Get the new guy in. We're going right to the Super Bowl.
Yes. I mean, how many times, Tony, have we seen this year on our social media feeds? If they don't do something this week, that means they don't care.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
fans, that's like an anthem right now.
It is absolutely that. All right, let's get back to some Ryan Nielsen thoughts. You were just talking, Tom, on the break. That's why we said we should get to these comments. You're talking about Eric Armstead and how you thought he played well a couple weeks ago playing inside.
Yep.
And then you watch the film and you're like, where's that?
Yep.
Right? So Ryan Nielsen was asked to explain yesterday why Eric Armstead is playing defensive end instead of defensive tackle.
We discussed inside, outside, kind of with the guy. And when we signed him, it was more of an outside vision and move him inside on third down, just depth chart wise and things and kind of where he wanted to play and things like that. A lot of the situational stuff, putting him inside, that's where he's playing 2-minute, things like that. But he definitely can go inside. It's just when do we want to start working him in there? And you may see him, coming up here, moving inside on nickel situations, things like that. But he's got to continue to play the left end position, and that takes a little time of playing from inside and outside, and just get him. We got to get him a few more snaps out there and get him. He's comfortable at it, just more snaps at it.
Okay, so you then signed a guy to a 3-year, $43.5 million contract with $28 million guaranteed to be your backup defensive end who slides inside on third down. I mean, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, you also just paid $100 for whatever. You just gave Josh a bunch of money. Now you're saying this is my backup.
My backup,
right?
My back, and again, it goes back again to what we're hearing, which we didn't hear at the time. Eric Armstead's vision, the player's vision. You heard it right in the quote.
I know.
He told us basically, yeah, I'll come there, but here's the path I want to take. Well, that's not what he's done that's made him a success in his career.
Right.
So why did you spend $43 million on a guy who right there you said the vision was for him to play end? Well, not on first and second down, it's not. Right. I mean, unless he's rotating in when one of those guys is off the field, Trayvon and Josh, but he's not playing in front of those guys and then slide inside on third down. No, are we even seeing enough of that on third down?
Listen, I think I saw maybe 3 times last Sunday inside, maybe 5. The week before, it was like 70%, and he made a lot of plays, and he collapsed the pocket, and he got after it. I mean, look, he's a mismatch inside. He's not a mismatch outside. Is he? I mean, I think that's fair to say. Inside, yeah, he can handle most guards one-on-one in a pass rushing situation. I don't think that's the same as when he goes out to end. I don't think he's that fast. I don't think he's that quick twitch.
I agree.
I think he's a big son of a gun that's powerful and quick enough to be a very dominant defensive tackle.
He's probably quick enough there, to exploit guards and centers and what have you. And he's shown to be that.
Yep. I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't watch. You know about him from San Fran. He's one of the better defensive linemen in the entire league from a time. But I didn't watch him, play after play. But I don't know. He does hustle from time to time. Like he's caught some, receivers from behind or quarterback. He does pursue, but he looks like he lumbers out there. He just doesn't look like he gets to the tackle that quick. His movements are kind of slow and long. I don't know. It just doesn't seem. But you get him inside. He's doing one quick swim move over that tackle that's 3 inch or guard that's 3 inches shorter than him. Just by how they're built, and he goes right by him. I don't know, man. And what he was doing, Nielsen was doing, he was taking out 44 and 41, replacing them with Eric and whoever, Graziano or whoever that other end was. And you're like, what are you doing? Why would you take both guys off the field? Now, last week it was better because there were times where Armstead was an end and Josh Hines-Allen was the other end, or Trayvon was the other end. So they did that, but I just play him a tackle. I don't think they can.
Dylan, we're going to go to cut 7 here.
I knew it.
Giving you a nice instruction early so you can get that one ready to go. Last one we want to hear from Ryan Nielsen as we wrap up the first hour of Jaguars Today. Does the safety rotation change if Andrew Wingard is back this week?
A little bit, but, we've got the guys that have, he's been out for a long time, and so he's working his way back. And so, we'd like to have him out there and get a certain number of snaps and see how that goes. But he's pushing. He's pushing really hard. Yesterday he had a good day. Today will be another good test. And by the end of the week, we'll have an idea of how much exactly, as he goes through the process of the week.
Yeah, I think there's some hope in the fan base, like, somebody's going to come save us.
Save the day, right?
It's going to be Wingard. It's going to be Tashawn Gibson, neither one of which has played any football during the regular season this year.
Right.
So if you're expecting a wholesale change this week, like Andre Cisco to the bench, and Wingard is your guy for 85% of the snaps or whatever you're allowed to play on defense these days for the Jaguars, it's probably not coming this week, it sounds like.
No. To me, said no in a nice way. Is he going to be in the rotation? No, we got our guys. They've been playing.
He did say that. We got our guys, right?
Guys. Dewey has definitely a lot of value to this team, and he can help you from time to time, but I think they've got their guys. I don't know. Obviously, something's got to be better. I think it helps if you, have better consistent pressure on the QB. That'll help your secondary out, help your safeties out. Cisco, he's been okay. He's had some really bad plays, had some good plays. Antonio Johnson, I know they go after him. He had a bad play out there. But look, these guys, it's everybody. It is the defense. I don't understand all the rotation. I don't understand how you don't know coverage. I don't understand how you don't know which guy you have every single snap. To me, that makes no sense. Like, how do you not know that, especially week 8? It's man zone. I don't care. They motion, they shift, they go over here, they go over there, they go up to the moon and back. It doesn't matter. I know where I'm going. I know who my guy is. And they don't do that consistently enough. So until they get the little things fixed, they're not going to do much.
All right, we'll come back. Tony will take us around the league. We'll take your calls if you want to get in on Keys to Victory Friday on the Garber Automall phone lines at 641-1010. Another hour to go with Tom McManus here in studio. We got to figure out what to do with a box of 26 buttons that we're down to at this point in time. But trust me, we'll figure it out, I am sure, along the way. Thanks to the anonymous donor who sent that into the Jaguars Today crew, Tony Baselli, for Jags EVP buttons. Exactly what Trent Baalke is hoping to avoid for your Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Baselli Foundation.
This is maybe it was. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Anything in life, if you want to achieve a goal, you want to set out a plan of action, a course that you're going to follow. What if you just don't know where the path is going to lead you or how you're going to get there? Well, if it comes to weight loss, Awaken 180 has that path laid out for you because they've traveled this road with over 21,000 customers over the years, and they have an over 98% satisfaction rating. You can include me in that group, Hacker, Matt Hayes, the crew here at 1010XL, who've gone with Awaken 180, have lost well over 150 pounds between the three of us. And the goal, yes, lose the weight, but the key, maintain that weight loss. And Awaken 180 is going to give you free coaching and support for life to do just that once you hit your goal weight. Set a goal weight, hit it, you're going to lose 4 to 5 pounds a week, and it's going to fall off you before you even realize it. So whether it's 10, 50, 100 or more pounds, be the next success story with Awaken 180 at 844-346-1800 or schedule a free consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. He's a master at recon. His car line takes you behind enemy lines on 1010XL.
What's your position? That's top secret.
Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway.
Bet live with Hard Rock Bet. Real-time wagering till the very last play. Missing the kickoff doesn't mean all bets are off.
Delay a game on the guy who hasn't bet yet.
Sometimes you just know your team is going to come back. The sportsbook for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Huddle up at Hurricane Grill and Wings, where every day is game day. From their famous wings to refreshing new cocktails, serving up the flavors you crave. And score big with awesome happy hour deals. It's the perfect spot to catch all the football action while enjoying your food faves, cocktails, and beer. Don't miss out. Grab your friends and family and swing by Hurricane Grill and Wings and see what everyone's cheering about. Find the restaurant nearest you at hurricanewings.com.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
The Jaguars are facing off against the Minnesota Vikings Sunday, November 10th for the Jags Salute to Service game. See the Shell White alternative helmets in action for the first time and join us in honoring our military all game long. Kickoff is 1 p.m. Don't miss this matchup and lock in your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Despite the odds heavily in favor of Georgia, Florida is confident, says head coach Billy Napier.
I do think that our players have a certain level of confidence, as a result of the work. I think physically these guys feel good. Now it's time to finish, right? We'll look up here in a couple weeks. We'll see where we're at.
Steve Spurrier, former Florida head coach, thinks the Gators are capable of beating Georgia, but they will need to score points.
We just need to go over and play how we're capable and score touchdowns instead of kicking field goals from the 1 or 2 yard line. If we can do that, we've certainly got a chance to win the game.
Edward Waters University will play their final away game of the season when they take on Lane College in Tennessee. Tigers will be looking for their second win of the season. Game time is 3 p.m. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 10:58, it's 78 degrees. Time at 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler, Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
I don't think these are keys to victory. Okay, that's keys to getting Doug and Trent fired. Okay, I was going to say, these don't seem to line up with the Jags' attempt to outscore the Philadelphia Eagles this week. I may not read those aloud on the air. In fact, I know I won't, because the FCC has rules I'm allowed to say to some degree. Tom Coughlin, congratulations in order. One of 9 coaching semifinalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I guess I didn't realize this listening to Dan and Jeff this morning. The guy who came out of that group last year didn't get into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
All it does is kind of put you in the finalist group.
Right.
I thought this was like, these coaches are having a tough time leapfrogging the players.
Right.
So we're going to do 6 players. We're going to do a coach. We're going to do a couple of old-time contributors every year.
Yeah.
I guess that's not the case. Tom Coughlin obviously has a Hall of Fame resume. Hall of Fame person.
Yep.
May not have been a Hall of Fame easy guy to play for, but I mean,
liked him.
Results speak for what he was able to accomplish. 2 Super Bowls, AFC Championship game twice for a startup franchise in the first 5 years of existence, Tom. I mean, and nobody in Jacksonville probably knows him or has the history that you do with him.
No,
not
man.
very few.
No,
anyway.
right, sure. No, man. Look, he's Hall of Fame already for me. I mean, 2 wins and what he did with us early on, and he just knew how to put a team together. A lot of people don't. They probably remember, but he was the GM and the head coach. So him and Michael Hugh were putting the team together, guys that he wanted, guys that he liked, guys that he thought would be, conducive to the way he coached, and he put together a great team. I mean, one thing about Tom, man, he knew, it still does, talent. He could put together a team. I mean, every year he added talent through the draft, through free agency, whatnot. Out of the 9, I think there's 9 total. one gets in out of the 9, or at least advances.
It's presented to the
It's
final
presented,
committee.
right? They get, but that doesn't guarantee them induction into the Hall of
Is he
Fame.
the only 2-time Super Bowl winning head
Shanahan
coach?
is in there
Mike
too.
Shanahan's in there too, right?
So
yeah,
that's
right.
a couple that he's
That's right.
got.
Yeah, and I think the argument is, debate is his second team, Washington, right? He didn't fare that well or didn't do as well as Tom maybe did with his second team.
Tom won big with 2 different organizations.
Right.
And those Super Bowls were both directly at Bill Belichick's expense.
That's true.
You know, you're talking about
no doubt.
all-time NFL dynasty, the Brady-era Patriots.
I think Seifert won 2 with the 49ers.
Was he a finalist as well?
Okay. Yeah, he is a finalist. Did he win 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he win 2?
I thought he won 1. But
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, because I think Walsh
he won the first
3.
year. Yeah, Walsh won 3.
Right.
Sure.
So then I think Seifert must have won 1 then with Montana and 1 with Young.
Yeah, I'm looking
That's the
now.
case.
He won in '89. His first year there
That'd
in
be with
San
Montana.
Francisco in '94. He won it.
Yeah, and with
That's
Young
right.
in
That's
the
right.
second one.
Yep.
So 2 of those 5. You think of, because Montana won 4 Super Bowls. Jerry Rice won 3, right, during the Montana era.
Right.
And then he got the other. So he won 4, but not with Montana.
Yep.
You know, and Walsh was only there for the first 3 of those. I mean, he obviously built the foundation. Just going back to Tom Coughlin here quickly.
Yeah.
You go back to the early draft history of this football team.
Yeah.
Okay, and we've done this before, but just the first draft, Baselli Hall of Fame. James Stewart, hell of a player. Brian DeMarco, Brian Schwartz, second-round picks, good selections. Chris Hudson, good player. Rob Johnson turned into Freddie T and Tavian Banks, for goodness sakes, okay?
Tavian,
And, you know, the guys beyond that didn't do much. Okay. You know, you're not going to hit on every single player. Next year, Kevin Hardy, Tony Brackens, Michael Cheever, Aaron Beasley, Reggie Barlow, first 5 picks. All those really good
Great
players.
Now add the free agents, so too. Yurko came.
No doubt. Jimmy Smith, getting Jimmy Smith in a deal. Recognize Brunell, getting
the first year.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
Brunell in the first
just
year,
making these acquisitions.
Yep.
Third year, drafted Ronaldo Wynn. He was a solid player.
Very good player. Yeah, we love
right?
Nader.
No, I don't think he's on the level of some of these other
but
first
still
round
very,
picks.
very
Good player.
very
Not a
good
bust
player.
by any stretch.
No.
Had Seth Payne in that draft as well.
he was
Overall,
solid. Very
was
good.
just an okay draft in 97. 98, Freddie T, Donovan Darius. That's a pretty good first round right there, right?
Tavian was later.
Your boy John Wade in that draft.
Johnny Wade.
2-5 and 99, Fernando.
Yep.
Was your first pick. I mean, show me the misses here, right? Here it is, R.J. Sauer. Damn it. But,
2-5's son was at the reunion.
Is that right?
2-5 couldn't make it.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, I'm 2-5's son.
He called himself 2-5's son?
2-5's son.
That's
No,
awesome.
he said his name. He's like, yeah, I'm 2-5's son.
So R.J. Sauer obviously was a reach and a bust in 2000, but the second-round pick is the guy who ended up playing the most games in franchise history in Brad Meester. So
great.
Pretty good selection there.
And look, with RJ, that was off the field stuff. He was extremely talented, that kid. He just couldn't get together off the field.
2001, Marcus Stroud. 2002, John Henderson. I mean, they did pretty well. Next year, you got Leftwich. Okay. Wasn't great, but Rasheen, Vince Manawai in that draft. I mean, some of the best players in Jaguars history.
That wasn't Tom, though.
Oh, that's right.
No, that was
Shaq.
Shaq.
That's right. It was Shaq.
Yep.
That's right.
Well,
but
Shaq
hey,
was cool.
well, then Shaq did a pretty nice job.
He did.
With the top of that draft right
Shaq
there.
was a good player personnel.
But you're right. You're right about that, Tom. But you look at just the Coughlin picks ending in Henderson.
Yeah.
Almost never missed an early pick. Almost.
Yeah.
I mean, and RJ Sauer, like you said, talent, but knucklehead factor, what have you.
You thought he could change him, but he just.
I would take. I think every Jaguar fan would take that kind of run where you get that level of production and you have the occasional bust.
How about getting Clyde Simmons in '96? Are you kidding me? That was like monumental for us. The free agents every year.
And all that is not even going to be a factor in his Hall of Fame candidate. You know what I mean? Like the team building stuff, they're going to be like, what? It's going to be like, okay, couple Super Bowls, couple championship games, which is fine.
No, right.
That's a pretty good resume as well.
Yeah. I don't know, the first overall pick you ever made it to the Hall of Fame. That should get you in, There you go.
I got a button.
Come on,
I got a button
I'm going to back it. Why not?
Let me, I tweeted it out, but for folks watching on YouTube, let me walk it up.
You gotta get, don't you got to get the pin, like, in the right? No? Never mind.
Does it not rotate for you? No rotating of the pin?
There's no rotation.
Oh, that's...
I don't want to wear it upside down.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Maybe that's not. It's
just the way you pin it. So you got to wrinkle up the shirt so you have it at the.
It rotates in the back. You can rotate the clip in the back.
I'm all for it, Tone.
There he goes.
Tone for
Tommy
EVP.
Mack is angling for
Let's go.
Executive
I just want a
Vice President
security
of
position of the
linebackers.
weight room, okay? Just let me hang out in the weight room and pay me.
Just an annual pass to the Miller Electric Center and
That's
everything
all I
that,
need.
that
Little
they have
salary,
in there.
some benefits, and be able to work out in the gym. I'm good.
All right,
That's
let's
I
take a look around the rest of the NFL.
Now, Gems Around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Los Angeles Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua left practice yesterday with a knee injury that the team is calling minor, but his status for Sunday in Seattle unclear at the moment. Baltimore quarterback Lamar Jackson was held out of practice for the second straight day, listed with back and knee injuries. Cincinnati wide receiver T. Higgins missed practice for the second straight day with a quad injury that kept them out of their game last week. Detroit quarterback Jared Goff was back and a full participant on Thursday after missing Wednesday's practice with an ankle injury. Said he rolled it last week in their game. New England quarterback Drake May was able to get in a limited practice for the second straight day after leaving their game on Sunday with a concussion. New York Giants running back Tyrone Tracy Jr. was able to get in a limited practice on Thursday as he works through the concussion protocol as well, with head coach Brian Daboll saying that he feels good about his availability for Sunday, so maybe not missing any time for Mr. Tracy. We'll see.
Maybe not, right? And he's been red hot. He's started 4 games, and 2 of those 4, he was the league's leading rusher that week.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good for a guy who was a receiver until 2 years ago.
Yeah, not bad.
So continue to send me better offers in my Dynasty League where I have Tyrone Tracy league mates, okay? Because I ain't selling them on the cheap. All right, we'll come back in a moment, and we'll make our picks for week number 9, confidence picks, and we'll update where things stand. Here's what I'm going to do right now. I don't know, while supplies last, I'm going to take 10 of these up to the front desk.
Yeah.
And
first 10 show
alert first 10 people to show up. You can only get one.
Right.
Okay, you can't have, don't be greedy.
That's
people.
right.
But if you want to drop by 1010XL World
Halloween.
headquarters over here on Hogan Road, and you know, if someone's at the front desk, say, hey, do you have any of those Baselli pins around? And if they
Baselli
go,
for
I don't know.
EVP pins.
Baselli for EVP, right? Well, I don't know if we have any other Baselli pins around.
Okay. Well, it's for EVP.
Okay, that's true.
Yep.
But be polite, be courteous, and you know, the person up there may not know. Like, I think Molly's up there right now.
Molly's
I'll
up
talk
there,
to Molly. But if you come later in the day and somebody goes, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, that the word may not get passed down the line. So it
Right.
just, you know, be polite, be courteous. You don't have a birthright to it, but I don't want 26 extra pins here. You know,
You don't?
so no, I don't. I mean, I got one. I'm good with one.
Yeah.
Show my support.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
I'll put it right next to my I voted sticker.
There
And
you go.
There you go. I vote Tony for EVP
There
for
you
the
go.
Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll come back and tell you who we think is going to win every game remaining in Week 9 of the NFL, including your Jags in Philadelphia. Still got a Keys to Victory roundtable coming your way as well. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Defense just stepping up and playing dominant.
A strong fence protects your yard like a stout defense protects the bank.
Number 1 takeaway defense.
Each week, Superior Fence and Rail presents the Defensive Player of the Game on 1010XL.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay, and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer. These are interesting economic times. That's why it's so important to have someone you can count on. That's ITP Partners. Jacksonville folks taking care of our Jacksonville money. Experience? You best believe you want to give your hard-earned money to folks you trust. Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Reed Wingate, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reagan Wright have the expertise and knowledge to help clients in their financial lives, focusing on investment management, financial planning, and risk management. ITP Partners, financial partners for life. Securities offered through American Portfolios Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
The holidays are coming, and so is your family. Is your septic system ready?
Honey, why is the yard bubbling?
Dad, the dog's swimming in the septic tank.
That's one way to greet the in-laws.
Don't let a septic disaster be the highlight of your holiday dinner. Call Duck Duck Rooter today and get it fixed before Uncle Bob finds out the hard way. Duck Duck Rooter, your local septic experts. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and if I know anything about the dudes that listen to 1010, they've got their own list of toys that they'd like to have for Christmas. You've got some of them in your showroom.
We've got all of them. We've got the toys for them. We got the toys for the kids. We got go-karts, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, ATVs, you name it. We've got it, and we are ready for Christmas.
So you can shop for yourself and for your loved ones. It's all happening at Cycles of Jacksonville, online or on Atlantic near Regency.
Get the latest on the Gators from one of the greatest Gators.
Touchdown, Gators!
Chris Doring joins Dan and Jeff on the Drill Tuesday morning on 1010XL.
Go Gators!
Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, Icken here for Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code JAX, J-A-X, to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code JAX to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, man. Run your game.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
There are three certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people. Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's number 55.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
All right, got 10 of them up at the front desk if you want a Baselli for Jags EVP button that were sent to us by a mystery donor. Tom McManus thinks it's the Baselli Foundation, perhaps, and maybe
Marketing
it is.
director.
You know what? Buttons are cheap. That salary for an EVP would certainly cover it. So, I don't know. But I told Molly. Molly's busy. She does lots of things, right? Updates. She's in the podcast studio, so I let her know if they're not polite to you, they can't have a button, and limit one per person, please. Right?
I'll be here till 1 if you need any help.
Drop by, and, that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this will go well.
Yeah, you know
I'm
it.
sure this is going to go well. Anyway, it's time for confidence picks, okay?
Let's do it.
Let's make our picks, but first let's recap last week.
Yes.
Tony Smith went 11-4 on the week, but he missed a couple of his high point games and ended up with 86 points on the week. Okay? Tommy, you went 9-6 on the week.
Yep.
But you hit a little bit more on the high end, and you ended up with 85 points.
Cool.
So,
Yes, sir.
points are where it's at. I also went 9-6. Missed I had the Ravens on the 14-point line.
Yeah.
We all had them high,
Yeah.
but I had 83 for the week. So not a whole lot of movement. Tony at 78-37 on the year, 606 points is what I have tallied up right here.
One more time.
78-37, 606.
Cool.
Okay, I'm at 71-44, 578.
Ooh.
Tom McManus is at 64-51, 501. Like the blue jeans. Button fly, my.
Yeah. That bottom one was always a pain. Couldn't get to it.
The bottom one?
The bottom button.
Did you have to go down to the bottom one, really?
Well, you didn't have
go
to,
like the first button or two.
Easy access kind of guy? What are you talking about?
Flip it right. Whatever. Flip it and reverse it, Tommy. Tony Smith, you got leadoff today. 14, 13, and 12-point games. What?
Nothing.
What is Pockets laughing at in there?
Pockets making
Huh?
me laugh.
That how we talk on the west side?
Yeah, that's what we do.
All right.
It's going to be RV City tonight, my boy.
Tony, what you got?
I'll have Kansas City over Tampa on the 14-point line. Philadelphia over the Jags on the 13-point line. New Orleans over Carolina on the 12.
So little confidence in the Jaguars, man. New Orleans over Carolina on the 12-point line. Tom McManus.
Yep.
What you going to do?
14-point line. I got Philly
Oh.
beating the Jags.
Oh.
You know what that means?
Hater.
I flipped a 180 on this team. I don't trust them at all.
Okay.
So I don't think they're going to – I think Philly's going to crush them. All right, 13.
Hater and a bad person. Go ahead.
13. I got Seattle at home.
Seattle
Taking
at
a
home.
chance.
Wow.
And 12, I got KC.
KC. All right. For me on the 14-point line, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. So, yeah. And look, I've missed my share of the top pick this season. At least a few of them that were on the top line. So, rooting for the Jags like crazy,
course,
but come on. That's where they're at. I got Cincinnati versus Vegas on the 13, and I'll take Buffalo at home against Miami on the 12-point line. Tone.
Washington over the Giants on the 11-point line. Baltimore over Denver on the 10, and Cincinnati over Vegas on the 9.
Tommy Mac.
11, right? 11.
Yes,
I got
sir.
Washington on the road. Cincy at home. Number 9, Buffalo at home.
All right. I'm going Detroit on the 11-pointer. No matter who plays quarterback, I just think they're rolling right now. I'm going to take Kansas City on the 10-point line on Monday Night Football. I, too, will go with Washington over the New York Giants, worth 9 for me. On to the next 3, Tone.
I'll take Minnesota over Indianapolis on the 8 line. On the 7 line, Seattle over the Rams. And on the 6, Atlanta over the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, Tommy Mack.
8, I got Indy beating Minnesota on the road. 7, Atlanta at home. And 6, Baltimore at home.
All right, I've got Baltimore on the 8-point line this week. I will take the LA Rams over Seattle, so there's a swing game. And I'm taking Minnesota over Indianapolis, worth 6. Let's do our final 5, Tony.
Yep, Buffalo over Miami on the 5-point line. Tennessee over New England on the 4. The Chargers over Cleveland on the 3. Chicago over Arizona on the 2. And Detroit over Green Bay on the 1.
Okay.
5, I got Carolina at home. 4, I've got New England on the road. 3, Cleveland at home. 2, Detroit. 1, Chicago.
Okay.
The last 2 with you.
I'm going Atlanta for 5. I'm taking Arizona over Chicago for 4. I'm taking the Chargers. Chargers have been sneaky good this year. You look at their losses; they're all close. They're 4-3.
Jameis.
Yeah, maybe. New England over Tennessee for me on the 2-point line, and I'm going with Tom. I'm taking Carolina at home. That's a beat-up secondary for the Saints, but they will have Derek Carr back, it appears, this week, which.
Yeah.
You know, Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener have not been
not getting it done.
Not been the answer. All right, here's what we got. Tony, who won last week, goes Kansas City, Philadelphia, New Orleans, Washington, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Minnesota, Seattle, Atlanta, Buffalo, Tennessee, the LA Chargers, Chicago, and Detroit. Tommy Mack's got the Eagles, the Seahawks, the Chiefs, the Commanders, the Bengals, Bills, Colts, Falcons, Ravens, Panthers, Patriots, Browns, Lions, and Bears. And I will go with Philadelphia, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Detroit, Kansas City, Washington, Baltimore, the LA Rams, Minnesota, Atlanta, Arizona, the LA Chargers, New England, and Carolina. There you have it. Confidence picks locked in from top
How'd the
to
points
bottom.
score last week?
86, 85, 83.
Oh, wow, we were tight.
So it was all,
Okay.
you know, basically a push. Tony gained a point or two, depending on your circumstance. Why don't we hear a little bit from Jaguars offensive coordinator, Press Taylor.
Okay.
As yesterday we heard some of the comments from yesterday of Ryan Nielsen earlier in the program talking about Eric Armstead and Andrew Wingard's return and what that will mean for the football team. We'll start out right at the top here. Press Taylor looking at the Cam Robinson trade as an opportunity for Walker Little.
Excited for Walk. You know, he's a guy that's continued to do everything we've asked of him, be selfless, put the team first. So excited for that. We'll definitely miss Cam. And Cam's a guy that's kind of been a staple here for us since we've gotten here 3 years ago, whatever that may be. You know, when you think of the Jaguars, honestly, Cam's one of the guys you think of. So it's tough to see somebody that gave so much for us while we were here in this regime of himself to the team. So that's always tough. You don't want to lose anybody. We become a tight-knit group in the unit room that we're in. But excited for Walker's opportunity. Know Walker will step into it and do a good job.
How will you remember Cam Robinson, Tommy?
I don't know.
Right. That's kind of my reaction to it, too.
He's an okay player.
Yeah.
I
liked
him.
Player who
you could win with
didn't
him.
always stay healthy, got suspended, you know.
Loved his attitude, though.
When he played, didn't love the, you know, like, and I get it to some degree, but I'm a left tackle.
Yeah.
Cam, what do you think about playing right tackle? I'm a left tackle.
Yeah.
Well, you're kind of what we tell you to be. You know, I think there's a little too much player empowerment going on here. If they had told you, Tom, you're playing strong side, you're going to play safety today, what would you have done? I don't know, Coach, but I'll give you my best, right?
Okay, it's your fault.
Right, it's right. Like, are you sure about this? But you would have done it, right? I mean, you would have done whatever they asked you to do.
That's part of being a team. You know, and that's, part of when I look at Eric Armstead, that whole situation, man. Come on, man. Do what's best for the team, not what's best for the player.
No doubt.
It's not about that. It's about the team and get the team better. So, look, I'm pulling for Walker Little. I am, and I hope he can show that he's good enough to be your left tackle and maybe redo his deal. He's played well at times, and he's played poorly at times. So hopefully he can put it all together. I do think his run blocking has been really good this year. I do. I think he, everybody gets beat. I'm not saying they don't in pass pro, but just keep our quarterback clean. Don't step on his foot. Don't, get him killed, and you're good by me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can win with a tackle like that. He doesn't have to dominate, but he's just got to keep the guys off his quarterback.
Last year, we know the Christian Kirk injury was one of the big factors for why things really fell apart for him in the back half of the season. We'll see what kind of impact that's going to have on the back half of this season for the football team. But Kirk going to be gone for the second half of the season for the second year in a row. It certainly appears that Parker Washington is much more prepared to step in to replace Christian Kirk this year than he was last year as a rookie. Press Taylor was asked about the growth he's seen from Parker Washington.
Well, I think it's always hard just being a backup. These guys all come out of college being the guy, and now you're the backup. Whether you're the fourth, fifth, you're the backup at all spots. So Christian goes down, you go in the slot. If, last year somebody else went down, he went outside. There's kind of that flexibility where maybe that's a little bit, maybe that's a little tougher just mentally having to prepare for that, and then it slows you down a little bit in the way you play. Where now I think Parker knows the ins and outs of the pass game and the offense as a whole. So it's not a big deal for him to just be thrown in the game and move around the formation, move around letter-wise, whatever he's playing, and be able to play at a high level.
Letter-wise, XYZ.
Yeah. Well, I think you could tell that he worked on his craft, Parker Washington, in the offseason. He looked, even early in camp, a lot more confident, running crisp routes, breaking routes off really nice without wasted movement. That just, the more you play, the better you should play, right? You get more experience, get more confidence, and I think he can fill the role. I think, like we said earlier, it's Brian Thomas Jr. we're concerned about. Kirk can play that slot all day, but we're going to miss that deep speed.
Here's Press Taylor on that subject, and if you missed it earlier, Ezra Cleveland unlikely to play. They hope Brandon Sheriff can practice today, but not guaranteed. Travis Etienne, a game-time decision, and so is Brian Thomas Jr. Press Taylor asked yesterday, how do you replace BTJ if he can't go?
What gives us what we're looking for? If we're looking for a speed element down the field on a certain concept, who is available that can give us that aspect of things? It's kind of the same thing of building a game plan. If he can't go, you have contingency plans of this is what's going to give us what we want on this particular play. If he can go, how do we mix him in? I think the challenging thing is always when you don't know, when a guy's truly day-to-day like this, you've got to build a plan without him, but then have your areas to insert him if he makes it to game day and things like that. So that's always a little bit more of a challenge.
Need to see him out there this week.
Got to have him.
I mean,
who else? You got? Tim Jones is getting some snaps, but who else?
Tim Jones also committed 2 pre-snap penalties because he's not used to playing. I'm not saying that's an excuse, but if you've got a guy who's on the active roster every week who's doing that, what are you expecting out of these practice squad guys when you call them up?
Right.
And, how do you replace that? Well, it depends on what we're...
And he's a veteran, too. How do you not know how to line up and all that stuff?
I don't understand it.
How do you not know that? You finally get a chance to play wide receiver, and you don't know...
Well... in fact, that was dumb penalties was one of our options yesterday and the biggest tricks of the season so far.
What
and
were the other one?
Well, we'll discuss that, Tom.
Great.
This is called a tease.
Game time.
Yes, when we come back from the break, we'll take a look at those polls and we'll go do our Keys to Victory roundtable to see what, if anything, the Jags can do to overcome the odds and beat the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday afternoon. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
High-flying Jack O'Brien here, sports fans. And now, I'm going to share the absolute right way to pronounce Kuhn flowers. It's Kuhn. Kuhn flowers. Remember, use Kuhn flowers.
You've got a circle of friends, right? Well, how about a circle of beer? All your favorites like Bud Light, Bud Heavy, Mick Ultra, or Natty Light. It's all there in the cold case at Circle K. Probably one right around the corner right now calling your name. Slide on in to a Circle K.
What if you could be debt-free by this January? Get rid of all that high-interest debt, pay off all your credit cards, consolidate everything into one lower payment. Hey, it's Prosper here, and if you're ready to stop stressing over bills, you need to call Loan Pronto right now. With rates at their lowest in 2 years, this is the perfect chance to use your home's equity and save big going into the new year. Loan Pronto's got rates with APRs in the low 5, and they're getting homeowners hundreds of thousands out of their home's equity. Homeowners who do this save on average $850 a month. Loan Pronto offers a ton of options, including total refis, express equity lines of credit. So call now, get a rate quote in just minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Call today. You won't make a house payment till 2025. 904-999-1508. That's loanpronto.com or 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
I-9 Sports covers the First Coast with great sports for kids 3 to 17, and winter and spring registration is open right now. New girls volleyball and flag at Duval Charter, plus plenty for boys and girls in Nocatee, too. It's all at i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
Will the Gators bring the swamp to the 904?
Yeah!
Or will the Dogs hedge another victory?
Oh, yeah!
Florida-Georgia Week is celebrated by Kingfish Pest Control and Ackerman Urology and Cancer Center on 1010XL.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you today about having a grateful spirit. As we journey in life, it's so easy to take things for granted. But I want to encourage you to never get tired of thanking God for your blessings. Take time also to thank the people in your life who have and are helping you to become the person you are today. Don't go through life complaining, go through life praising.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Hey Googans, Dr. Chris Kopp PT here with Premier Physical Therapy of Jacksonville. Is pain interfering with your life? Looking for a specialist for the rehab of your young athlete? Whether recovering from injury, surgery, or improving overall function, Premier PT Jax provides personalized treatment with compassionate care. My team of experts are ready to serve you at 3 locations: Plana Vedra, San Pablo, and US 1 Phillips Highway. Visit PremierPTJax.com or call 904-996-6922. PremierPTJax.com, where your journey to wellness begins.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
Googan Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars defense will see a top 10 scoring offense on Sunday in Philadelphia.
Jaguars defensive end Trayvon Walker on the challenge against the Eagles offense.
It's a great offense that we're going up against. Obviously, they have a lot of threats as far as quarterback, running back, and then the offensive line is playing great as well. Filling in the pieces where they may have had some injuries or some things like that. But I feel like they're a great team as far as running the ball, and I feel like that's how they want to be as a team.
Trayvon Walker on Sunday's matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. Jacksonville at Philadelphia. Kickoff Sunday at 4:05. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, coming down the stretch here, it is Florida-Georgia week, so the Jags on the road, obviously. And maybe that influenced, honestly, the kickoff time. It got flexed out of – it was going to be Sunday Night Football this week. Got flexed, and I wonder if they just felt like that gives them a little bit more time to flip things over. I don't know. Maybe had no bearing on it whatsoever.
Maybe not.
Instead, because the game that they're putting on Sunday Night Football, Indy and Minnesota, was a 1 o'clock kick.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
So you'd think they'd flip them into the 1 o'clock window.
Yeah,
but
right.
They did not do that.
Nope.
It always brings up Florida-Georgia weekend. Tony's heard the story a billion times. He knows it well.
Yep.
Back at our days at another network.
Yeah.
We did an overnight, all-night live broadcast.
Oh, I remember that.
It was. It was.
That's a crazy idea.
It was interesting. Let's put it that way. But it was me. I was there with Joe C, David Lamb, some of the guys from the music stations over at Clear Channel, and so I don't know. Around about 3 a.m., a couple of dudes come by, and I don't even know how. Joe might have a better recollection of exactly how it went down, but they basically decided they're going to do a slap fight, like take turns just hauling off and smacking each other in the face as hard as humanly possible.
I remember this.
All right, and I think it was
telling me this story.
Right, they're like friends.
Yeah.
But I think one was a Florida fan, one was a Georgia fan. I don't even know who won. There are no winners here. Right. I mean, these guys were taking shots.
Right.
Like I would be surprised if at least one of them hadn't broken their jaw, but they were too drunk to realize it at the time. And that was like the highlight. That was basically the night, you know. I remember we played some, it was like a mix because we were simulcasting on multiple stations. We were playing music.
Yeah.
We were standing around. And there was no like structure. We just stood there.
Yeah.
Under the overpass. Like if you're coming around the stadium and you're going to take a turn on Talleyrand to go to Tailgaters.
Yeah, right there.
We're standing under that overpass.
For the whole night.
Just plugged in for the whole
no
night.
Security? The police were around?
There's no security.
No
You kidding
police
me?
hanging around.
It was us. We had like 5 or 6 of us at a time. And you know that little train, the old train setup over there?
Yeah.
They gave us access if we wanted to crash for an hour or two. Like, it wasn't, put it this way, it wasn't like exactly a sleeper car. Right?
Yeah, no,
So if you want to go try to curl up on a little seat that's too small for you to, lie down on, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was an experience.
That slap
I'll say
fight,
that.
man, they were way before their time. That's not a sport.
It is, right?
I would not. I mean, who's going to – I don't know, man.
I don't
couldn't
understand
let
it.
someone stand. I couldn't just smack – hit me.
These guys were – nobody was holding back an iota.
Just crack me one, would you?
I mean, and this is like 3 a.m. and it's Friday. It's hey, more power to you. I don't know if they made it to the game or not.
Boxing, you get to put your hands up.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, you at least get to move your head. Or something,
So, Tommy, let me run these by you. These were yesterday's questions of the day. Okay. And if people do look for the first one. They always vote on the first one. We have 2 more than the second one because they probably are used to seeing one question and on and on. So it was Halloween.
Okay.
We asked you what has been the biggest treat of the Jaguars season so far. We gave you these options. You can go off the board if you want, if you think it's something else. Alphabetically, Brian Thomas Jr.
Ding.
NFL-approved stadium deal. Throwback uniforms. We still own the Colts.
Without question, Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay.
Without question.
I voted stadium deal myself.
It's a good one.
It's going to have a look, Brian Thomas Jr. got 70% of the vote. I get it. Totally.
Yeah, okay. I didn't realize he was going to be that good, so maybe that's
No,
why,
sure.
that's why
And maybe
it's a
that's
treat.
right. It's a treat,
Like, I
and
knew
you can look at it that way, like you expected the vote to pass.
Yeah, I did.
Still, the fact that it did,
I
and
know,
it was
it's huge.
unanimous, man.
Humongous.
Anyway, but
it's a
look,
big treat.
7 out of 10 people agree with you on this. Brian Thomas Jr., stadium deal got 17.7. Throwback unis got 10. That's sad.
Well,
you know, like the biggest treat of the season is we get to wear those throwback unis.
Yeah.
Like we don't have enough wins. You know, like how about that thrilling comeback win against? We didn't get that one, did we? We still own the Colts. Got 1.4%. So nobody really cares about a random win against the Colts. All right, the bonus question of the day from yesterday: what has been the biggest trick? Of the 2024 season? Make sure you hear all the options. They're all solid. Blown coverages, dropped passes, dumb penalties, or lack of intensity. What has been the biggest trick, Tom? And it might be something else, right? Several people just said Ryan Nielsen has been the biggest trick. We were led to believe one thing, and the defense has not been great.
I'll say Eric Armstead then in that vein.
Eric Armstead has been the biggest trick.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That is not bad. Tommy Mack going off the board.
I mean, think about it. Even when he was signed, Josh Allen said publicly, I can't wait for him to play next to me.
Yes, to push the pocket, to create
push the
opportunities.
pocket. Right.
That's what we all thought.
Yeah,
and
that's a
just
big
now we've been in recent days been hearing about, well, that's not what Eric wanted. Blown coverages got half the vote yesterday.
Yep.
Lack of intensity got about a quarter of the vote. 14% went drop passes, and just under 12% said dumb penalties. They're all very, very solid options. So, Dylan, if you would be so kind, let's fire up the 10-10 take.
10-10 take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take, brought to you by
Double checked. Cybersecurity made simple.
All right, little keys to victory. Roundtable. We're digging
deep for this one.
Yes, digging deep today. I want to bat lead off because I feel like this is a very important one. But look, there are a lot of good choices here, right? Brian Thomas Jr.'s availability.
There you go.
A massive key to victory for this team. A massive key. Now, look, I credit what Trevor Lawrence and the offensive playmakers around him, what he had out there, were able to do in the fourth quarter, going down the field with your top guys out, right? On the fly, it was pretty impressive.
Absolutely.
Right? But a whole game without that impact of Brian Thomas Jr. stretching the field, not just the stretching the field. What he does when he's down there, he catches it, he scores touchdowns, he scores in the red zone, he can take short routes. He's shown to be a pretty crafty run after the catch guy. You know, so many different areas, Tony, he impacts his team.
No doubt. Number one for me, Trevor Lawrence has to put on the cape this weekend. He had to put it on in the second half last week, largely because of his own mistakes, but he put it on. I don't expect the Jags to win games in which they don't score 30. I just think that's where they're at as a football team at this point in the season, but especially in a matchup like this against Philadelphia. But Trevor is obviously the biggest catalyst for that kind of thing happening, but he's got to be Superman this weekend for the Jacksonville Jaguars if they're going to beat Philadelphia.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's definitely going to have to play like he did in the second half, you know.
Give us the key to victory, Tom.
Pray to the good Lord that you're at your best and that you don't get hurt. That would be number one, you know. And if you don't pray, maybe meditate. It's fine. Just think good thoughts so you're going to play your best and nobody's going to get seriously hurt.
Line up your chakras.
Yeah, you know, whatever you got to do.
We've lost,
you know?
Tom.
Hope that you don't get
Up
hurt.
your butt, Joe Boo. Remember that from Major?
Oh, yeah. I for sure remember it. Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do remember that. It's been a show on the edge today. All right.
That was great.
I'm going to
If I may say so myself.
I'm going to continue on and just pretend that almost never happened. But I'm going to say especially because whether Brian Thomas Jr. plays or not, we're going to have young receivers on the field, inexperienced receivers on the field. We've had experienced guys, Tony, making too many dumb pre-snap penalties. Play smart football. You do not have a margin for error. You might have a negative margin for error. Do not beat yourself.
Yeah, to take some of the pressure off Trevor, which I do think is the biggest key to this game, is Trevor Lawrence. But Philadelphia has not given up more than 111 yards on the ground in the last 5 games, including a season-low 58 to Cincinnati last week. I think the Jags have to rush for 125 this week to slow down the game, limit the time their defense is on the field. If there is a path to victory, I think it is Trevor has to be the guy this week on the field for them, and they got to figure out something in the run game just to slow the game down to some degree against Philly.
The run game's got to help them out because that play action, even without Brian Thomas, you still need the play action. We see how our guys bite on the play action every time. That hopefully that can happen on the other side. I'll flip it around. I mean, look, Saquon's averaging 5.9 a carry or 8 a carry.
Pretty good.
Jalen's got 7 rushing touchdowns, I think.
He had 3 last week.
Yeah. Oh, did he? So, we're at giving up 4.2 yards a carry. You've done a pretty decent job stopping the run overall, I guess. You just don't let them get going. If they start, and they're a big, bad offense. That Landon Dickerson, let me tell you something. This guy, you guys remember him from Alabama, 6'9", mean as a snake, big as a grizzly bear. They get after it. They like punishing people, so, good luck.
Tom was like writing the ballad of Daniel Boone over there.
Good luck.
He was big as a grizzly. But I put on my coonskin cap and I took him down. There you go. Along the lines of stopping the run, just in general, you got to be clean tackling this week because you want Philly to be in 3rd and medium or longer. 3rd and short, they're almost impossible to stop. 4th and short, if you give them 2 chances on a 3rd and short, they're going to convert it every time.
Yeah.
Right, with the tush push. And it's almost impossible to stop based on the way they run it and the players they have to execute.
I've seen teams stop it a couple times on 3rd down this year, but they don't on 4th.
Right.
So, when they run it that 2nd consecutive time, you're just not stopping it once they get to that 1-yard situation.
Good luck.
Yeah, against Philadelphia. Philadelphia hasn't committed a turnover in their last 3 games after committing multiple turnovers in 3 of their first 4. I think that is the bare minimum. I think the Jags have to force 2 turnovers this week to have a chance to win in Philadelphia Sunday afternoon.
Well, I tell you what, you can't go 1 of 9 on 3rd down expecting to win. They were 1 of 9 1 of 7 or 1 of 9 last week. Some of those easier plays we just got to make. You know what I mean? They seem like they should just be routine plays. You just got to make them. It's great making the big, plays, big catches, big throws, and all that. But, man, you got to make those just the easy ones that they give you. The guy's open or whatever. The hole's there. Sometimes, Tank will miss a hole. You know what I mean? Like, very minimally, but you just got to make sure when those plays are there, you got to make them.
By the way, Landon Dickerson's 6'6" there, Mr. Tall Tale. All right?
He looks bigger than that,
Well,
man.
I'm just saying. Tommy
What I
he's
say,
7'9" and 800 pounds.
Big bad Leroy Brown.
And he wears a
baddest
coonskin
man
cap.
in the whole damn town.
All right, where we headed,
Old
Pockets?
King Kong,
I think we'll give our score in a second. Let's go down to the Florida Georgia Hall of Fame luncheon, I believe, is kind of the area where XL Primetime is hanging out.
Now, the 2-minute drill brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
All right, Joe C. and the crew hanging out for a Florida-Georgia weekend. Joey, give us a little scene set. What's going on down there?
Well, I think you know this well, Mike, from our days doing shows and whatnot, but you come over the bridge, and the first thing you're looking for is population, okay? You're looking for population from up above, and it's right there nestled under the Hart. What used to be the old Hart overpass is where RV City originates, and they're partying, and it's an equal mix of red and black and orange and blue, and then there are people piling into the East Club right now for this Florida-Georgia game Hall of Fame luncheon and induction. And I tell you what, dude, it's pretty good. You know Mike Peterson, how good he was as a Jaguar, and forget about the other teams he played for, but he's going into the Hall of Fame. Fred Weary is going into the Hall of Fame with Jacksonville ties as well with his days growing up here. And then on the Georgia side, how about WWE, WCW champ Bill Goldberg, along with Mike Fisher going in?
That's interesting to me. But yeah, sure, why not? Mike Pete, when he was a Jag, as you well know, Joe, rarely was a guy a better interview in that locker room than Mike Pete was during Colts week.
Yeah, and he's just awesome. He's authentic. And the thing about his days at Florida is there were better linebackers, at least as far as recruiting rankings were concerned or whatever. They were more heralded. And every single time a defensive play was made, kind of like Tommy Mack back at BC, McManus on the tackle, it was Mike Peterson. And he just loaded up tackle after tackle after tackle. And so he was definitely a big part of that championship-winning defense.
All right, Joey, I'll see you about 3 a.m. for the Slap Fight 2020. 2024 under the Talleyrand overpass right there.
I'm all in.
All right,
I'm all
brother.
in.
Hey, you guys have a great show. We'll be listening, and be safe down there.
All right, sounds good.
All
Thanks.
right, man. There you go. XL Primetime coming your way for the next couple hours. I'll have interviews with these guys. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Great stuff.
OP was great.
All right. What's your score?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to say Philly 31, Jags 16.
31-16, Tony?
Eagles 34, Jags 17.
Okay, that was very close to what I was going to do. I'll go 33-20. We're all about in the 2-touchdown range, somewhere in there. Hope we're wrong, but got to tell you what we think's going to happen.
With what's happened with the team and what they're dealing with on the injury front, this would be the most unlikely win of the year.
Thanks again to the Baselli Foundation for sending us these fine Tony Baselli for Jags EVP buttons, or whomever may have sent them. I mean, I think that's as plausible as anything else. So that'll do it for us this week. We hope the Jags do win. We'd love to give away. Imagine how sweet the Victory Monday shirts would be next week if they upset the Philadelphia Eagles. So
anything can happen. I just don't see it happen.
I don't think it'll happen, but you're right. It's not the most shocking upset that's ever happened in the history of sports if the Jags were to get the win. All right, that's going to do it for us. So we appreciate you listening. For Tom McManus, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark, I'm Mike Dempsey. XL Primetime is next right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
So guess what? 10-10 is popping, and there won't be no stopping. Bang, bang, bang.